Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching The Last of Us, Season 2, Episode 7. It's
Convergence.
about to be The Last of Us.
I'm so tired. First of all, I think more actors need to be directors and creators because those directors and creators...
We've been watching the like after show bit that they do on Max, HBO Max, after each episode, and this is the one time where I'm like, I feel further away from it after listening to them talk about it.
They just all were like, and this is when Ellie finally knows
they were
she's
really
gone
proud
too
of
far.
themselves.
And I'm like, listen up, you smug asshole.
Yeah.
But then it was like, what is his name? Not Diego. Gabriel Luna and Young Mason were both right. Am I saying anybody's name right? Mazzino. They both were like, it's really just like about the wheel of violence and like all the stuff we've been saying. And I'm like, why do they know so much better than like the actual literal creator? Like, I wasn't mad at Neil Druckmann, but it was like Craig Mazin and then Haley Weger-Gross. I just was like, first of all, I don't agree with your interpretation. And second of all, I don't think you did the work to earn that explanation. You know what I mean?
What specifically? What explanation? What specifically are you taking? Because I have a couple things that I kind of want to say broadly, but I don't know if I should say them now or through the conversation.
We can kind of build up if you want. It's like, so basically the next morning, or I guess we pick up, not in the morning, but in this like immediate aftermath, and Jesse is getting the arrow out of Dina's leg. He has to push through because otherwise he'll definitely slice an artery on the way out. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm kind of with her. I'm like, how do you know like where it's sitting?
I mean, he's been studying that kind of stuff.
Has he?
I've assumed.
Oh, okay. So anyway, she says, I can't die. And then she like refuses to have any of the like whiskey in his flask or whatever.
That part was so dumb to me. Yeah. And it shattered the premise in a way that I feel like it shouldn't have. But it was so cognizant of the average person today watching TV.
Sure.
Like, I don't believe that a girl who was born and raised in the apocalypse would be that precious about prenatal alcohol.
No, for sure. because you're totally right. She was born after.
Yeah, like I understand. Alcohol's not good for embryos, for fetuses. Like, that I totally get. I was under the impression that it was more of like a prolonged...
It is.
Like...
Yeah, because every time something like this happens, I think about what Amy Poehler put in her book about her, like, old Italian
European doctors.
OBGYN.
They're like,
and
you're
he was
fine.
like, just a little is fine. Just a little is fine. And I'm like, again, you're right. But you also said, isn't the stress of this scenario...
What is happening to her body is more dangerous for that baby...
than one bracing sip of whiskey.
Or, like, two.
Yeah.
2 sips. Like...
No, for sure. I'm on your team about
And so
that.
it kind of shattered it. And I will go ahead and say what I want to say now. I am honestly... It is trying my patience a little bit. I am still enjoying the show. I enjoyed both seasons enough to guarantee I'm gonna watch a third season. Yeah. One of the places I'm getting frustrated is born from the fact that we are covering it, so I know that immediately after watching it, I'm gonna go talk about it, and that opinion is gonna be frozen in time.
Yeah.
And I also kind of get the sense that the show is playing games with us. I feel like it's withholding information and or positioning us to feel a certain way so that next year or 5 years from now when we finally get season 3,
hopefully
or season 2 part B or whatever, it can be like, ha, gotcha. You're just as bad as they are.
Yeah.
Well, and it's like,
so that is what the game does.
And that's frustrating.
Yeah.
I'm not here to be lectured. Like, I'm here to have a good time.
I don't necessarily think it's going to be like, you're just as bad as them. But based on the limited things that Will's told me, which is less since we started actually watching the show, we're basically just going to see season 2 again, but from Abby's perspective, so that we like get her reasoning and like all of this stuff.
I'm sure it's great. I'm sure she cared about her dad. I'm sure she was invested. Yeah. And like I said, one of the places where I will admit I am being particularly flippant is that I know we are dealing with Ellie's blood literally and metaphorically, could potentially have saved humanity.
Yeah.
And I think someone somewhere that I put authority on was like, take that on red. That it would have worked. Just go with it.
Well, I had seen something too. I thought it was like an interview with Neil or something, but basically that is what we are supposed to believe, is that yes, it would 100% have worked.
And so, sure, absolutely, in that regard, Joel's a son of a bitch. Again, like I said, the way television works, he was our hero, and they murkied the waters enough that I was able to just sort of continue with that narrative. And the other thing that I really do sort of get hung up on is this 5-year gap where it's like him and Ellie went and put down roots, and Abby had to presumably put a lot of time and effort and work
5 years worth
into this revenge plot, where up to and including Joel saves her. So it's like, that's where I get hung up, is I don't believe I would have been able to keep up my revenge boner to that
which
degree.
we did talk about in episode 2 a lot, where I'm just like, that's so foreign to me. Like, I kind of don't care who they killed. I don't care if they killed you. I don't care if they killed Will. I don't care if they killed the dogs. I'm not John Wicking my way through the rest of my life. I can't do
Especially
it.
under these circumstances. Like, John Wick's makes a little bit more sense because he, like, going back to work to get revenge is like one thing. It
was already his occupation, sure.
The apocalyptic nature of this, I feel like, and again, that's where I got so hung up on what they were able to accomplish with Jackson Hole, where it's like, I wouldn't want to risk endangering that. And that's where in this episode where Ellie tries to be all smug with Jesse about him taking his role in that community seriously. And that's the point where I'm like, because she's trying to be like, well, Joel was my community and there's no difference. And I'm like, no, there is a difference. You're choosing to enter into this community of full sound mind, heart. Like, you are committing to this commune.
Yeah.
Fully understanding what is being asked of you. That to me, it's sort of, it's the whole like the blood of the covenant is stronger than the water of the womb type thing, where it's just like, I feel like a covenant, I'm on Jesse's side for taking it seriously.
I am on his side for taking it seriously. I, however, do see where Ellie's coming from, because I don't think I think she is fine being in Jackson Hole, but she was an orphan and she's never had a community. Joel was the only person who ever saw her and gave her the time of day. It's like everybody else kind of only tolerated her because of Joel, because she's brash and she's loud and she's a lesbian and all of these things. So it's like,
I'll give you the lesbian, because I was going to be like, but she has a community there that could become her family.
But I do think they also would just as soon kick her out for being too reckless, which is, she does prove that in this. So it's like, I do.
Okay, that's a good point.
And I also, it's, for me, Ellie saying fuck the community is not shitting on Jesse taking his role seriously. It's like, that doesn't matter specifically to me, because I'm still hurt.
I would feel differently if this was just a run-of-the-mill, normal life, like country club or something. Yeah. The reason why I'm taking that, because I don't think a commune would work for me in this day and age. I think individuality matter, and the free will, I think, matters more.
Well, okay, so that I'll say, I do think Jackson Hole, I don't think it's like, it's not, despite what Maria said, it's not communism. It is a commune. Like,
it's a version.
Everyone has to pitch in and work together and share the wealth and resources.
You have to care more about the whole than you do.
Yeah, but if we're talking about legit communism, that's Seattle. Because it's very militarized. Everyone's got a uniform. We're doing this. We're doing that. It's like in much stricter confines because they're in that stadium. So it's like, that's the thing for me is, while it is a commune, I don't think they are shitting on anyone's individuality. Like, everyone's allowed to be their own person.
Sure.
Whereas like the WLF is it's regimented.
And also, the point I was trying to make is in a harsher, more desperate world, I'm more inclined to go that direction.
Sure.
I'm more inclined to be like, the whole is greater than the individual when when the world is in chaos.
Yeah.
And it's something that I think that a revenge plot like this is kind of offensive in a show like this.
So I do and don't agree. I think if Ellie and Dina of their own minds decided to go and do this, that's on them.
Mm-hmm.
If they die while they're gone, that's on them. Jesse absolutely didn't need to come here and insert himself in this. And I'm not saying I wanted him to die, and I'm not saying I'm happy about it.
Really? Because it's your fault. You spoke it into existence. Week. You said it like 3 weeks ago.
I did. I mean,
I pshawed you so hard. I am livid. I
was just talking about it I said something on Sirens about someone that was going to go over the cliff, and I was like, the trusting and honest seamstress whose innocence. Well, he is like the most moral center character we still have left.
Yeah. He was so handsome.
He was
so stoic, and he has the best haircut a guy can ever have.
You're the worst. So anyway, I'm not happy that he's dead or anything, but it's like,
and Ellie's such a fucking idiot trying to run off after that Scar kid being.
Okay, that was dumb as fuck.
I was like, let her go. You'll saw the end, Finn.
So that was one moment where I didn't disagree with the after show, where they were like, she was that Seraphite kid. And I'm like, no, I get it. But like, he was totally right. They were outnumbered 6-2. And it's just like, how are you gonna you're gonna do a firefight and then you're gonna let this weirdo disemboweler go back to his people? Absolutely not. And then especially what was great was once she washed up on the island and she saw that tiny child, and the child was like, got her like a fish.
Cake or death.
It's just like, So it's like, again, and I don't think that Ellie's making zero mistakes. She's obviously making tons of mistakes and doing things wrong or whatever, but like, I'm just still here for her revenge. I'm just still here for her to get her revenge. I don't even, and I mean, I guess she really wasn't gonna kill Owen and Mel if he hadn't gone for that gun. Because she said she wouldn't.
Yeah.
And she wanted the map.
She went in on Nora, so.
That was, yeah, she did go in on Nora.
She was going to kill them. That was my favorite part.
It was so good.
Even though I'm kind of like, get over it, like just let it go. I don't know them.
Yeah.
I don't know these people. And they were, based on what and again, I get that that's kind of where we're going, but it's also part of my frustration is because now I have to wait a year and a half to have egg on my face.
Yeah.
And that's not enjoyable. But it's like,
it's just gonna be festering in the back of my mind for 18 months. Like, I'm gonna be wrong about The Last of Us in a year. Like,
where they're like, wait till you find out that Owen's day job was giving puppies kisses, and now all those puppies' foreheads are gonna be kissless. But it's like it felt like they barely were in with Abby to begin with. Like, I felt like they didn't really want to be doing it either.
And Mel was the furthest out. She was like, I'm not going because you're going after Abby. And he was like, well, I am going because it's Abby.
I also don't know what they're doing.
I don't either.
It's like Abby is meant to be with the wolves because the wolves are meant to be attacking Scar Island. And it's fine.
Is King Kong also there?
It was giving me like Scooby-Doo, like Spooky Island, but and so like Abby's missing and Park.
Well, Abby and her whole team are missing, and so Park and
what could their team possibly be if one of them's like 7 months pregnant? Like, I don't understand what they're doing.
I don't either. But Abby seems to be on some sort of renegade mission of her own still. And maybe she found out about Nora and she was like, she knew someone was like,
I don't know, because again, apparently we're dealing with like a 3-day time span.
Yeah.
And I don't know, but there was the scene with like Park and then Jeffrey Wright. I don't remember his name. Isaac. And he was like, we're both going to be dead in the morning. And we need
could
Abby to lead this ship. And
yeah, what if she got beer flavored nipples? What's up with Abby? Why is she so great? Aside from
I'm like, who are these people?
aside from loving Caitlin Deaver, Abby has so far brought nothing to the table for me.
I mean, I'm gonna watch
Of course,
the first
yes.
episode of season 3, and we'll see where we go. But
And then maybe it'll be me and Will covering it.
no, I mean, I'm gonna finish it,
Yeah.
but
Well, they're talking about maybe 4 seasons. Yeah. Neil Druckmann was like, there's no way we can finish telling the story in 3 seasons.
They made another Spider-Man? What's left to say?
I'm sure they'll figure it out. I'm a little punchy.
Yeah. So no, I mean, I kind of feel bad. I don't know. I didn't like Owen any of the times that I've seen him.
Yeah.
And again, Mel was sympathetic, but that almost pisses me off more.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, oh, so you know better and you're still doing it anyways because peer pressure, I guess.
Yeah, and then that also really, I felt very...
But again, her shooting him in the neck was so fucking cool.
It was straight through to incredible. I felt very irritatingly, deliberately, emotionally manipulated by her being pregnant and dying, bleeding out, and that was where I really disagreed with the writers. It was mostly Craig Mazin and Haley Wagerin-Gross, but I was like, they said, Ellie's not skilled enough to pull off this like emergency blood loss cesarean section. No fucking shit. Who is? Who's left? Joel killed the doctor, so who's around? And I'm just like, they were like, and this is when she's realized she's finally lost herself completely. And I was like, I don't think that's what she realized at all. I think she's sad because she's thinking about Dina and a baby and like this could happen at any moment. But at no point do I think feels like she's lost herself completely. Owen deserved it because he was going to shoot her and Mel was an accident.
And for me, it's like, I have a hard time killing a person because they're a person and I would have killed them.
Yeah.
I don't have a hard time killing a person because what if that person could one day be a parent and bring a new like, there was a part of it where I was like, so?
Well, also, when we were out there too, you were like, also, I don't like babies.
Joke's on you, I don't give a shit about kids, so like, I would have been like...
We're gonna get demolished in the comments.
Because I know there are some people out there that's sensitive for them and don't watch this show or our recaps about this stuff, because I would have been like, ugh.
I will say this, I'm very passionate about...
There's a dodge the bullet joke in there. I couldn't come up with it quick enough, and that's probably for the better.
It's better.
Go ahead.
I'm very passionate about fertility. If you are having infertility issues, I feel very, very sympathetic and bad, but also like this is a fictional TV show and I don't know how to help you that I don't care about this fictional
it's like
not fully gestated baby. There's no way she was at term.
A baby in a zombie apocalypse?
And also like
in this climate?
And also in what universe in Mel's head was she like, yes, the girl that came to kill me for revenge of killing her father is going to take the baby out of me and then take it with her?
Maybe there's going to be like a heavy-handed lecture about how Mel's the one who always sees the best in everybody.
Ugh.
I don't know. We're going to spend a lot of time with them, so I best
I love Ariella Bearer.
Better get on board.
I love her. I think she's really great.
Are we going to get Teddy Gabrielle back?
Probably.
I like her.
Till she dies. Again. Brutally in the basement.
We already saw it. Cut to next season when you're going to be like, she's going to die. And I'll be like, no, she's fine.
Way.
I don't remember season 2. That was years ago.
She's already dead. So I'm trying to think what we actually, like, if we need to actually talk about anything that's, like, happened. Well, they do make it back to Tommy.
We got the Scar Island.
Yeah.
We got whatever.
Ellie almost got strung up.
Yeah, whatever Abby is doing at the aquarium, Abby and company.
Yeah.
And there's now Abby and
Manny
are the only two left.
Yeah.
And it seems like I don't know why Abby knows what happened or how she was able to make her way
to the theater. I'm not sure either. I'm sure we're gonna find out. But
she was really kind of like, I let you live, and this is what you did with it. Yeah. And I was like, did you like? I didn't. That characterization.
Let her live is very.
Yeah, I was just sort of like, well, I mean, you accomplished what it was you.
Also, not for nothing, letting her live is the worst punishment.
Yeah.
You could have killed her, but now she has to live with the sadness of her dad being dead, just like you do.
There's just this whole...
You have created yourself in your quest for vengeance. It is a wheel of violence. Thank you, Gabriel Luna, for understanding the show that you're in.
Well, that's why I like made that joke. I was like, I've seen Kill Bill. I get it. Mm-hmm. I mean, and then when you grow up and you still feel real bad about it, I'll be waiting.
Yeah.
You know, it's like...
Yeah.
The wheel of time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I guess also okay. So we should do some stuff because basically Ellie gets back to the theater and she goes to see Dina, and she tells her what Joel did, and Dina's like, "I can't believe I let you touch me," kind of vibes, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to deal with that either. And so then Jesse and Ellie go to go find Tommy, and that's when they run into Seraphite boy getting taken. And then they basically they're at the bookstore, but they basically split up because Tommy, there's like a sniper picking off wolves, and Tommy goes there, or Jesse goes there because he's pretty sure it's Tommy, and Ellie sees the aquarium with the whale sculpture in the wheel, which are apparently the two words, or it's like a mural, the two words that Nora was telling her when she kept asking where Abby was. And that's when they have their fight.
There was that scene where they said something about like the prophet, like her love or something, and the mural was like a black woman painted as the prophet, and Ellie was like, "There's more than one of them." Is that what she said?
Yeah, I don't.
Is that what I was getting from that?
I don't.
And then also because Will reacted because he was like, he kind of made a comment, and I was like, that was important, or the storm is important, or there was also like a collapsed crane.
Yeah.
At one point that was maybe important.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm sure. I will note, okay, so they split off after they have their fight about the community. And that's when Ellie washes up on Scar Island, and then she gets back in the boat because the village is getting blown up by the wolves, and she makes it to the aquarium, and she gets all through, and that's where she finds Owen and Mel. And after that happens, she gets back to the theater, she meets up with Tommy and Jesse, and they get back to the theater. And Jesse and Ellie make up. He's like, I obviously was gonna come for you. I knew. Oh no, they get her in the basement of the aquarium. He's like, I had to come for you because I know if anything happened to me, you'd burn the whole world down to find me. And so they like make peace, and then they hear Tommy tussling with somebody in the like outside of the theater, and they go running, and Abby just shoots Jesse smack in the head right when he walks through the door, and he is donezo.
In the
yeah, right.
Cheekbone.
Yeah.
And that was a canvas.
Oh, God. He's got a great face, is all I'm saying. It's spectacular.
It's very unique.
It's really good. She gets Ellie to come out, and she recognizes her, and that's when she does her "All I Let You Live." What I wanted to note, which I said out there, is that it looks like Abby was also strung up by the Seraphites because she's got a rope burn around her neck. So depending when and where that happened, I'm sure we'll find out. And then basically, we hard cut to black as a gunshot goes off. I'm sort of have to guess that it's Dina shooting Abby, because she's upstairs, kind of hiding, because her leg still hurts.
People fucking love Abby, so maybe it was Abby shooting Ellie. And
I mean, maybe that's
the final girl.
Bold.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the whole next season, for the most part, should be
3
from
days
her
doesn't
perspective.
feel like enough. Like, what are we possibly going to?
Well, that's as long as they've been in Seattle.
Yeah,
so
feels longer.
Well, it was most of the season. Yeah, but that's it. That's where we end.
In spite of my Luke, like I said, I'm a little bit more frustrated at having to have an opinion about it for the world. And I understand this is the situation I put myself in, but
also the world of these videos is like 900 people. Don't even worry about it. If any of them got this far, we'll be lucky.
I'm just saying, even though I'm a little bit whelmed by that, I'm gonna keep watching.
Of course,
I have enjoyed and been impressed enough by the show that I'm sure there's still more that they could lecture me with. No.
Sure, they can make me feel really bad again in 2 years. I mean, I liked the season enough. I think season 1 is better.
It's different in a way that I don't hate.
Yeah, no, I don't hate it. Season 1 felt kind of like lightning in a bottle in a way that this is.
It was a different show.
Yeah. We'll see. Pretty good. Also, I think we've mentioned before, but in a couple weeks when it comes back.
Gilded Age.
We will be picking up the other Ben Ayler's show. Jack, the footman. Yeah. Because he was in this.
He was in this one. I I've taken to Gilded Age like a duck to fucking water.
Yeah, so we'll be back with that in about 3 weeks on June 22nd if there's any carryover between audiences.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, let us know what you think, respectfully, and we will be back next time. Bye.
Shimmer's still just sitting there eating grass.
Yeah, okay, because Jesse was a real bitch about it, and it's
Yeah.
like, we found where Shimmer was, as if you even asked, and I was like, I mean, I think she just assumed Shimmer was fine. Like,
No, I'm on Jesse's side.
Well.
I got real tired of Ellie in these last few episodes.
Oh, God.